Moving your body like this makes the golf swing a ton easier and more powerful with all the clubs in your bag. And what we're looking at is one of the most important concepts for making your swing powerful, consistent, and just having a ton more fun. That's all we want to do, right? We're looking at the concept of tilt. Now, if you have heard of this concept, if you haven't heard of it, it doesn't matter. What you're about to see right here is a new look into one of the golf swing's most powerful elements. So when we hit a golf ball, we don't hit it standing up. We don't have a ball on a tee. We're not playing baseball here. So there's an element of our body that is tilted down towards the ball. Our spine is tilted towards the ball. For me to have this club strike the ground, if you're having trouble striking the ground, just watch this. You see how my spine tilt automatically presets a strike with the club hitting the ground. And that's the best feeling in golf right there. With my spine tilted down towards the ground, I can strike ball first and take a divot without even thinking about it. Now, problems come in when we lose that tilt. So our goal in the golf swing is to always maintain our tilt. With my spine down towards the ground, as I swing back, for me to keep my tilt, my spine continuously is tilting towards a target. So you think about tilt at address. To maintain it, I've got to tilt all the way to the top. This isn't a new concept. Justin Rose even talks about tilting to the top as one of his favorite swing keys.
I'm trying to feel like I'm staying on the ball, so just working on my kind of like my tilts rather than feeling like I'm turning off it and being sort of pulled off the ball into my right side. Instead of turn to the top, tilt to the top.
A great way to feel tilt in your swing is to quite literally tilt your spine towards the target. And if you're right-handed, that means your left shoulder is going down. Now you're saying, Tom, I don't look like this at the top, so what in the world do you have me doing? Well, you're right. I don't look like this at the top, but I am really tilting, and that's why I've got the camera at a 45-degree angle. Because as I swing to the top here, what you're gonna see is me tilting down towards the ground. So from the front, I'm gonna look like this, but from the side, I'm gonna look like full side tilt. I need to tilt all the way in order to hit this ball solid. So we're going all the way with the front shoulder touching the ground. It's a great feeling. In order for the club to find the ground. Shoulder down to find the ground with the club. This goes for every club in the bag. And there's so many benefits to this. Watch my hips. Watch how the body works. You can get a ton more power when you tilt because it is like you take this key and you unlock the rest of your body. So if you've ever had issues with hitting it short, being the short hitter, if you have problems with flipping or scooping at impact, things that kill distance and kill your ball striking, start with your tilt. If you don't have tilt, you're probably making up for it at some point in your swing. So by getting my front shoulder down at the ball, I get tilt. By feeling side bend, I get tilt. However you want to go about feeling it, you need it. I never think about staying level. I don't want my left shoulder going higher. If you watch from the front view, you'll see this shoulder goes down to the center of my chest. So I need to get this shoulder down to here in order to keep my body's tilt to the ground so I can strike this ball pure. Beautiful. And I can feel my body working so much better. You know, when you don't have tilt to the ground, your body doesn't want to work. It actually stays rather fixed or stationary. So if I didn't do any change of my spine, if I didn't do this, then what you'll find is I'm keeping it fixed. The only way I can swing is by lifting my arms. So something like this, keeping my lower half flexed. So my body feels really tense and it's not working together. The second I add tilt, everything gets opened up. So here's a great feel for you. Just came to me. I want to imagine that you are pulling a rubber band, a big rubber band, like one of those workout bands. You're pulling it on an angle up behind you. And what I want you to do is take a key, unlock your hips, say it's free for them to move about the cabin, wherever they want. Take a key, unlock your shoulders. I'm going to start with my hands way out here, like I'm pulling a big chainsaw rubber band. And when I do this on a diagonal line, I have to tilt. You can't do this like that. There's no diagonal line. So you're pulling this diagonal line up behind you with both arms. And I'm keeping this beautiful tilt with my shoulders are down to the ground and you're seeing the hips unlock. So with that in mind, I'm going to pull this band up behind me and I feel the whole body get engaged. And I stripe it. Pull this band up behind me and look at how the body responds. So even with the big dog, driver, we still want the same feeling of pulling that body in this diagonal upward direction, keeping our tilt to the ground, especially with the driver. Because let's say I lose my tilt. You see how the club is aligned center with the ball here. If I lose my tilt in the swing, you see how the club moves up. So if you ever hit the ball low on the driver face, you're losing distance. And that comes from losing your tilt. If you hit it off the toe or off the heel, at some point in your swing, you've lost your tilt, you've changed your tilt. Because your tilt affects the path of your swing. Here's my swing with 0 tilt. Here's my swing with the correct tilt. Here's my swing with too much tilt. These are 3 very different paths into the ball. That all means different ball flights, different points where you'll strike it on the face. So to keep your tilt consistent in the swing, you continuously are bringing that lead shoulder down all the way to the top in order to strike this on the middle of the face. So even with the driver, I need to think tilt to rip it. That is nice. All from the power of harnessing a simple tilt. Now it's not all of it at one time, it's gradual. Same thing here. Power, ready. Let's turn on the power again. There should be a South Park golf instruction channel. I could join that. Hit the ball, cat. Yeah, it's because of the tilt. I've got a great tilt drill. I've actually got a few great drills on keeping your tilt in my free mini course, go.saguto.golf. 17 videos, 45 minutes of content designed to make you a much better golfer. So sign up link in description and comments below. Check that out. There's one more thing you absolutely need to know to crush this ball. It doesn't matter driver or irons, and that is what you see from the front view. It's crucial for hitting this straight, keeping your body from injury, and hitting powerful, swinging faster. And that is, what is your tilt from the front view? You notice how my spine is vertical here. And when I swing, I want to keep this vertical nature of my spine, backswing into the downswing and through. This is going to enable me to swing my shoulders faster. And what happens is if we try and tilt too much towards the target, well, I won't be able to hit my driver. You can see that club's going straight down the ground. I'm not even going to hit this, I'll break it. Or if I tilt away, now all of a sudden I'm swinging way out to the right. I'm going to top this ball, hit it really low on the face. So it's important for us to keep our tilt from the front view as well, so vertical from the front view. And this even goes for your downswing. When you get to the top, if you thrust your hips out and your spine drops back, well, look at where my shoulders are. They're way back here. It's just dropping down. So this club's coming into the ground behind the ball. I'm going to sky it or top it again. So we want to keep this spine vertical from the front. And the way you do that is you just think about keeping your head in place as you tilt. And then when I swing through, head stays in place. Spine staying vertical, club whipping through impact. So I like to think vertical spine, head in place, even with the driver, irons, everything. Head in place, swing the shoulders, tilt. Beauty. You see the shoulders just, whew, they whip right through there because I'm not wasting time going like this. We're trying to figure out where that spine's got to move. It's like this groovy rowboat situation. With our irons, just a quick demonstration on how this affects contact. Let's say I tilt too much towards the target. and I swing. I'm hitting a lot down. I'm not going to get much distance. I'm going to have inconsistent contact, especially with my longer clubs. If I lose my tilt, I'm tilting away from target, I'm going to hit a lot up or too much out to the right. There's a top shot. Now, it doesn't have to be that extreme. Like, you could have a little bit of loss of tilt, you'll still thin it. You can have a little bit of tilt towards the target too much, and you'll have variable contact. You'll hit lower shots with those longer clubs. And in the downswing, if I tilt away from the target, it's the same effect as me doing this in the first part of my swing. So if I have a good tilt in the backswing and then I start my downswing like this, there's still a top or a flub out to the right. Keeping your head in place, your spine stable from the face-on view, enables you to strike the ball solid with irons and driver. So you see my spine staying really vertical there. And even when I finish, it feels extended and vertical. If I move my head side to side in either direction, I will experience variable contact. So it's important that you set up this machine in order to pure the ball.